Your single season is a divine opportunity to serve and please God without distraction. But let me be real with you, most people don't use it that way. Most people use their single season to wait, to wish, to imagine what it's going to be like when they finally get their person. They use it to scroll through social media and compare their behind the scenes to somebody else's life. They use it to feel sorry for themselves, to rush into situations that aren't aligned just so they don't have to be alone. But that's not what this season is for. This season isn't about waiting for your divine partner. This season is about becoming the person your divine partner deserves. This season is about serving God with your whole heart, your whole mind, your whole energy, without splitting it between him and somebody else. Because that's what happens when you're in a relationship. Your energy gets divided. Your focus gets scattered. Your devotion gets diluted. You're trying to serve God and please your partner and manage your relationship and navigate the emotions and deal with the complications. But in your single season, you get to focus. You get to dedicate yourself fully to God's work. You get to serve without hesitation. You get to give without holding back. You get to build without compromise. And that's a gift. That's a divine opportunity that most people waste because they're too focused on what they don't have instead of what they can do. So let me ask you, family, have you been in service to others while waiting on your divine partner? Have you been using this season to grow spiritually, to serve your community, to help people who are struggling? Or have you been sitting at home waiting for your person to show up so your life can finally begin? Because if you have, you've been doing it wrong. Your life has already begun, baby. Your purpose is already unfolding. Your calling is already here, and you don't need a partner to answer it. In fact, a partner might slow you down. A partner might distract you. A partner might pull you away from what God is calling you to do. So in this season, this single season, is God giving you the space to move without compromise, to serve without distraction, to dedicate yourself to his kingdom without splitting your energy. And that's sacred. That's holy, baby. That's a divine act of devotion. Because choosing to stay single, choosing to serve God, choosing to trust his timing, that's not settling. That's not giving up. That's not accepting less. That's faith. That's alignment. That's obedience. And obedience is what opens doors. Obedience is what aligns you with God's best. Obedience is what prepares you for the person he's preparing for you. But here's where most people fail. Temptation. Because being single is hard. Being alone is uncomfortable. Being without companionship is painful. And when the loneliness hits, when the desire hits, when the flesh starts calling, most people break. They fall weak. They get off their path. They follow their flesh instead of following God. They settle for somebody instead of waiting for somebody. They compromise their standards instead of honoring their worth. They ignore the red flags instead of trusting their intuition. They force connections instead of allowing God to reveal who he or she is for them. And then by doing that, they delay their blessings. They push away their divine partner because they're too busy entertaining distractions. They miss the signs because they're too focused on the wrong person. They sabotage their own future because they can't handle the present. So the temptation is real. The temptation to break your celibacy. The temptation to engage with somebody who's not aligned. The temptation to settle because you're tired of waiting. The temptation to follow your flesh because it feels good right now. The temptation to ignore the warning signs because you're desperate for companionship. And every time you give in to that temptation, every time you compromise, every time you fall weak, you're delaying your divine connection. Because God can't reveal your kingdom spouse to you if you're busy with distractions. God can align you with your divine partner if you're operating from desperation. God can't bless you with real love if you're settling for the fake stuff. So you gotta resist, bro. You gotta stay strong, sis. You gotta keep your eyes on God and trust that he knows who you need. Trust that he's preparing that person for you, that he's timing it perfectly so that when you meet, you're both ready. You're both aligned. You're both devoted to his kingdom. And that's a marriage that lasts. That's a partnership that thrives. That's a union that's blessed by God himself. But you gotta earn it. You gotta prove it. You gotta show God that you're serious about your devotion. That you're not just saying that you trust him, but you're living it. That you're not just waiting for your person, but you're serving while you wait. That's not just resisting temptation, but you're building something meaningful within your single season. Because your single season is not a holding pattern. It's not a waiting room. It's not a pause button on your life. It's an active season of growth, of service, of devotion, of preparation. It's God saying, I'm going to give you this time to serve me without distraction. I'm going to give you this space to grow without compromise. I'm going to give you this opportunity to become who you need to be so that when I bring your divine partner, you're ready. So use it to serve others, to grow spiritually, to build your purpose, to strengthen your faith, to deepen your connection with God. Don't waste it in waiting. Don't waste it wishing. Don't waste it settling. Invest it. Dedicate it. Honor it. Because your single season is a divine opportunity. And the way you use it determines whether you're ready for your divine partner when they arrive. And trust me, family, they coming. But only if you're ready. Only if you've done the work. Only if you stayed faithful. Only if you resisted the temptation. Only if you serve God with your whole heart. That's when he releases your kingdom spouse. That's when he aligns you with your divine partner. That's when he blesses you with real love. So stay strong. Stay focused. Stay devoted. Your season of waiting is actually a season of becoming. That's beautiful. And when you become, when you grow, when you serve, that's when everything shifts for you. That's when your divine partner appears. That's when your kingdom marriage begins. Trust the process. Trust God. Trust yourself.